Good morning, everyone. Alessandro Piovesan from the silo at the magnificent Hunt Hill Farm. Yes, magnificent indeed. Home of the Silo Cooking School, the Silo Art Gallery. And do you know that from the 70s all the way to the mid-2000s, the Silo Cooking School was considered to be among the most prestigious cooking schools in the country? This was the hangout of Martha Stewart, Julia Child, Jack Pepin, and on Skid's own words, all the superstars of the cooking world had been here at one time. It's such an amazing place, so much history here. So how are you feeling today? You had a great weekend? How was your Thanksgiving? It was cool? Awesome? I did have a good one, relaxed. We started hanging the Christmas lights at the silo. Well, today, my message is specific, is about an individual, a friend of mine online, a person that's been following my videos, asked me to address a specific topic that means a lot to her and some of her friends. I really appreciate because I am here mostly talking about my life and experiences that I had and situations that I've been fortunate or unfortunate to have experienced and how I dealt with them and the outcome. So it's mind-boggling for me when people come and say, I love your messages and it's meaning something to my life. If you believe it helps you or someone that you know and you want to share and interact, I feel honored and glad, and I'm here to help if I can. And so bear in mind, okay, I'm sharing my own personal truth, and hopefully it will help somebody else out there that could be going through some similar hardships. My talk today is about mental slavery. Yeah. Although the topic is related to abuse, molestation, and abusive relationships. I've been through a lot, right? From 13 to 17, I lived on the streets, I ate from garbage cans, I've been sexually abused, humiliated, and I experienced hunger and many other things. So, as I said, life was tremendously generous with me. In the moment when I thought that nothing else mattered, I just wanted everything to end, and I couldn't really care to the world anymore. All I wanted to cause was chaos, pain. I just wanted to end this and spread that bad JoJo that was coming to me, because life was giving to me. It took me so long to process the information and understand that I wasn't being punished. I was actually being rewarded or prepared for the life I'm living today. But when you're in the middle of the hurricane, it's impossible kind of to look around and see the light, because there's so much going on at the same time. And in my case, I was a child, so tell me about hard to figure out what the hell is going on. But my life was saved by one gesture of kindness from a complete stranger. One night that I was willing to harm him, and he saved my life. And that gesture, that saving my life opportunity, did not come with money. It came with a couch, a sink where I could take a shower, 4 meals a day, and an opportunity to learn and pursue the life of my dreams. Throughout the abusive process, it's so interesting how we can't really free ourselves from that situation easily. As time progresses, it gets so much harder to get out of it because we get attached to our abuser. That's, scientifically explained or technically explained. One of the terms they use is Stockholm Syndrome, when you get attached to your abuser, right? How do you detach yourself from that? What's going on in that situation? That you're so far away from who you are, so far lost that you believe that their abuser is actually something or someone that deserves your attention or your care. It's like a dog. You know, we're like dogs that no matter how you treat it, it's always going to come to you and then wagging the tail and be there for you. And we become that. So the question is, how do I get out of it? How do I, define my value and pursue the life of my dreams, or find that relationship where it's mutually beneficial and happy, right? It comes to the point of you realizing your value, you realizing who you are and the power of your life. Because without that realization, you can't really do anything. It's part of the press conversation of, if you don't know where you want to go, any path you take is going to be fine. Of course, for Alessandro to speak is easy. Alessandro is sitting in the silo gallery, having fun, holding a Gretsch guitar and talking about living the best life of his life ever. Yes, today I am talking about that. No, but decades ago, I was not. I never even thought that this was possible. Isn't that crazy? But it's all about you figuring out your value. And then on relationships, especially abusive relationships, it's so hard to detach, because in that little moment when the individual turns into a nice, gentle soul for a millisecond is enough for us to forget everything and think, okay, things are going to go. And the thought and the conversation about forgiveness came into the same message from my friend before addressing this topic, because she said, well, I'm on my third relationship, which is also abusive, and I forgave such and such, but I don't want him to pass the rest of his life alone. Ow, that's so complicated, right? Because who am I to tell you what to do? But I can tell you, I've been on both sides of the one abusing, because I was extremely jealous, possessive, controlling freak. I know how people on the other side feel. I felt liberated once I was able to get rid of that mode, those unproductive thoughts and feelings and actions that were just turning me into a monster. And I've been on the other side too, of being attached to my abuser in certain relationships in my life. And for some reason, we don't let it go because we feel that we are losing something, we're missing something. Of course, if you don't have to deal with any of the financial stuff that comes attached when you're in a long-term relationship with an abusive individual, and then once you decide you're going to get out of it, unfortunately, the financial part comes in and say, ooh, because of this, and that, I'm not going to go. And sometimes we end up making choices, decisions that will keep our lifestyle going to the audience, but the quality of our life within four walls is deplorable. How do you deal with that? You need a plan, because if you don't know where you're going, any path you take is going to be fine. So you need to have a plan in your head, right, that allows you to create that augmented reality, right, on how you want to live it. And this is the life of my dream. This is how I want to live it. And you still there, you young, you can do it. There's always time to find that the breath of fresh air and life that will blow your mind. But when you are in the middle of the storm, it's the hardest thing ever to be able to see or find the path that will lead you towards that life. Because sometimes we're living into horrible relationships and situations for so long in our lives that we believe that this is it. Never going to get better for me. Battery's dying. And but once you develop that, not even the courage, it's just the realization of who you are, in your powers, in your strength. If you're feeling lost, that lost, to the point that you can't really control your life, or you don't know who you are anymore because of excessive darkness or even excessive light shining on you, come back home, come here, go in there in that moment when you and yourself find that moment of peace anywhere. Come back home, pass that movie fast in your head of your entire life. Look at those buckets of reserved and achievements, happiness, bad moments, stinky moments, hardships. Open all the buckets, smell them all, taste them, especially the hard ones, the ugly ones. And those moments you thought, I will never get out of this. I cannot make it. It's too much for me. And here you are. Here you are. You have that power. You have that drive. It just may be covered in layers and layers and layers of darkness, trying to, turn off your light. But when you go back home and you find that strength and realize that your life is everything you need to live the life of your dreams. And lots of it is here in your head. Remember, we are elements of this universe of energy. We're all part of it. And when this energy enters our being, first it's going to turn into a thought. And that thought may become an idea. And this idea may become an action, which will certainly have a reaction. If you start treating the layers in your mind, in your soul, in your being, and controlling the use of this energy and putting the plan for your life together and not being afraid, sitting around and analyzing the pros and the cons. Okay, the pros of getting out of this relationship are quality of life, freedom, a chance, an opportunity to pursue the life of my dreams. The cons, I may have to lower my lifestyle. I may have to drive a cheaper car or whatever. I don't know. Make those decisions yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that can make those. No matter what kind of tools, what kind of help, what kind of shoulders, blood, sweat, and tears, whatever comes along that we give you, nothing can do the work for you. No one has the power to change your life other than yourself. Not easy. Not easy. It's going to be the hardest thing ever for you to do. And on the forgiveness side of things, what I'm thinking is the fact that, I don't forget my past. I can never do. I don't see the whole forgiveness part as, I'm still trying to understand. Talking to Jeannie Street, she's a great friend. She's an awesome healer and my spiritual guide. She's so clear and eloquent on the things that she says, because I've been trying to figure out, can I do it? Can I not do it? But at the end of the day, I'm okay with my past. I process all the information that helped me get here. That doesn't bother me at all. What I'm trying to figure out now is these new steps of learning on how can I evolve as a human being and become the best I can be and live the best life I can. It's so complex and requires a lot of work and dedication on your end. But it's doable. It's totally doable. And it starts with small steps, finding tools that can help you clear your mind. Keep your mind clear and sharp is important for everything. I use those 3 little words that Jeannie Street taught me. Only what's from God and from love can come to me. Anything. I use it for anything when my mind, I get some kind of information is not exactly what I expect or wanted, and I'm going to drift my mind towards the other side. Only what's from God and from love can come to me, and then goes from there. You can use only what's from good and from love, from light and from love, anything that sends that message to your mind and keep you going towards the life of your dreams. I'm going to stop now, wishing you an amazing day full of love, happiness, friendship. And if you want to develop a deeper connection with Mother Nature, come to an awesome place where you can sit down and relax and breathe fresh air and rejoice. Come to Hunt Hill Farm, visit the silo. If you can bring 1 pound of food that we'll be donating to support New Milford Social Services fight to eradicate hunger in our town, it's going to be awesome. And we're doing this supporting the achievement of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We focus on number 1 and 2, which is eradication of extreme poverty and hunger. If we come together and you believe it, we can definitely do it. I'm going to try to play my song about Marley without butchering it today and see if it goes, okay? It's one of the things I use to distract myself. And I'll live here with an amazing day full of love, happiness, strength, and wits to find the path towards the life of your dreams. And I'm here to help in any way, all right? Tons and tons and tons of positive vibrations always. Redemption songs, Bob Marley. Woo! Let's see. to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hands were very strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Would you help to sing songs of freedom? They all I ever had. Redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear of atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Would you help to sing songs of freedom? They all I ever had. Redemption songs, songs of freedom. Ooh, it's getting there. Positive vibrations always. Thank you.